Thank you for joining us on the round table. I just want to let you know this portion is being recorded. And for the most part, Happy New Year uh, for, uh, for all those of you um, who started this new year on the right foot. And we're here for all of you whose new year did not start off on the right foot. Because that happens. Despite us being in this new year less than 22 days. Less than 22 days in. So, with that said, hopefully you enjoyed this afternoon's talk on Esther. And there's a reason why we're covering Esther again. And that it will embolden us to act on standing for what is right and for justice, and not be silent when injustice in any forms takes place. That's including restricting someone from going to court on matters. It's also restricting people getting a fair due on proceedings when you decide not to go to court. This also barring people from seeking justice when it is deserved. And that's something that Ja'ala frowns on highly. And so with that said, we're going to look into the book of Esther, and we're going to answer some questions, that historical questions that it ties in with the weeks, the number of weeks leading into the Great Tribulation, as we're still working on that project, right? So let's look at some of the significance of the servants of old that served God in their capacity during that time. So, with that said, let's look at Darius II. This is the son of Queen Esther and Xerxes, King Xerxes. What happened to Darius II? What happened to him? Did he actually go back to Jerusalem, or did he make his life here in Media Persia? And did he help create the book of Esther with Ezra, is the question. So that's question number 2 to ask about Darius II, the son of Queen Esther and Xerxes. And the next question in regards to this is, how did the life of Esther cross into the life of Daniel? Because Queen Esther was born in captivity. Daniel knew of the life he had in Jerusalem. So most of the food restrictions found in Numbers, Daniel grew up with. Esther did not, but something that her uncle Mordecai had instilled. So how did Daniel's life as a, if at all, because we see here, King Xerxes is in power, right? But in order to King Xerxes to be in power, then Babylon had to fall. So when Babylon fell and King Xerxes came up, Daniel was still in some capacity of the royal court. So how did the lives of Queen Esther and Daniel, did they have any intersections at all, or was it years apart? That is the question. Yeah, because Daniel was like right in his maybe 30s, 40s when he was praying to Jah in regards to the temple. And just then, Nehemiah was interposing with, now King Xerxes is gone, Artaxerxes is in power, and Nehemiah is speaking in front of Artaxerxes, and Queen Esther in attendance with Prophet Nehemiah in rebuilding that temple. So Nehemiah, not Daniel. So again, this is all happening in the same timeline, but different people is being used to get the work done quicker and faster, right? So that's how Ja'ala works, getting the job done quicker and faster. So how did the lives of Esther and Daniel intersect, if any, and whether Daniel and Nehemiah, how did their lives intersect? That's the next question. And our next question to wrap up this period of time is that same questions that's leading up to our final question that we had in our previous discussion, is how many weeks leading up to the tribulation mentioned in Revelations. Now, I mentioned in our last session that oral discussion is great, but start writing your thoughts down on paper, swapping them out so you guys can edit and proofread. Start putting your presentations on software like PowerPoint and Excel, particularly since you're going to be outlining the different weeks from months to years leading into the book of Revelations. And so you're going to need those spreadsheets and presentations to help you in your orations, and not only in this discourse, but also when you go into when you move on into your lessons in high school, into your lessons in college, and even help boost your orations when you are giving a presentation, that what you call that 5-minute, 3-minute pitch. It helps a lot that you have practice doing this here within the round table. Okay? And make sure that it's just you guys in the round table and not anyone else, because of the fact that we had issues before. And even though it's a new year, we still having issues, to make sure that those who are listening into the round table is those that we trust, because people want to exploit what we have here for their own means. just for the sake of exploitation. So make sure that that is being skillfully handled with maturity, since you guys are the future leaders of the future faith-based group as you expand and move on. So we're going to end our recording here.